There's an actor named Dwayne Adway who was on CSI, on NYPD Blue. He had a daughter. Her name is Elaine Mackay. She was found dead in her home, hanging from a shower rod. Her either boyfriend or ex-boyfriend,
I have a
unclear,
screenshot of a
found
conversation
her,
between her and her friend that
and her
confirms they
mom
broke up in January.
does not think this was suicide.
Daelenas was about to turn 21 when she had a really big argument with her ex-boyfriend.
And the mom was actually claiming that Daelenas was about to move out, I believe, between
There is
July
no
1st
claim.
and July
Their lease
14th.
was up at the end of June, and they were both
And on
moving
this day,
out, going
they
their
had a
separate
confrontation,
ways.
and he says that he left. He comes back, he sees her hanging from a red scarf on the shower rod, takes the scarf from around her neck, and then says that she killed herself. Calls 911. The EMS get there. According to mom, she still had a pulse, but she
He
was not
supposedly
able
held
to
her
be
up with
saved.
one hand
They did
and
not
then
do an
untied the
autopsy
knot
because they
with
said
one
that
hand.
based
And
off
police
of
said that
what
she
they
was
could
still
see on
alive.
the outside of her body and the circumstances of her death, that it was an apparent suicide. But
That's bizarre.
and the boyfriend, Makar, he admits that they had an argument that day and he left to go cool off. But mom, she alleges that that argument became physical.
And that's not in the police report.
And that hasn't been reported at all.
He said, if anything,
Mom
she attacked
had
me
to come
first.
and ID the body. And when mom ID'd that body, of course she knew that it was her daughter, but she also saw that there was bruising. And she also saw that there were a few puncture wounds that nobody seemed to want to talk about.
She also took pictures of the body to go there to ID the body and have the foresight to say, something could go wrong here. I'm going to photograph the body myself. It is insane there's no autopsy. That is very strange to me.
A couple of things.
The
If
video
somebody
is not
dies of
consistent with the
asphyxiation,
hanging. Lividity
very
shows she died
easy
on
by
her
just
back from the
visually looking at
improper
the body at the
administering of
corpse,
CPR.
whether it's strangulation or hanging, a good coroner or a medical examiner can tell right off the get-go if the person died from hanging. The other thing that becomes
a
very
staged hanging,
conspicuous
so of
to a
course
medical
he wrapped the
examiner
scarf around
is the
her
pooling
neck
of blood.
and made red
If you're
marks. But
strangled,
those red
even
marks
with a
did not
scarf
stay.
lying
They did
down
not
as you
bruise. She
die,
has no
your blood's
ligature
going to
marks
pool
on her
differently
neck
than from when
today.
you're hanging, which is going to go into your external extremities, and it's going to start turning purple. And so right from that,
Again,
you can tell whether
lividity
somebody
shows she
died
died
while
on her
hanging
back,
or lying down.
not
They
from
said that
hanging.
there was blood on her back, and that doesn't make sense.
Okay, you know what doesn't make sense is that she doesn't get to touch the body to see what's behind it. So how would she even know
Actually,
that?
Yeah, what's
I did
missing
see the
in this
body
case
and take photos
is
of the
that
body at the
90%
funeral
of
home.
completed suicides will actually have said something about wanting to die within a week or so of their death. About 14% will leave a note. So, you don't have that. So could she be one of the 10%? Maybe. To me, that
My
raises
daughter was a
questions.
writer. She would have left a note
She
for all
saw
of
her
us.
therapist. Therapist comes forward, says, I saw no signs of clinical depression. I saw no signs of suicidal ideology.
She also was about to graduate. She had a trip planned with her brother to go to a rave, which she was super excited about. She had a trip planned with her sister to go to Florida. She had all of these things going for her. There is nothing that shows that this person was suicidal.
At
I
the end
talked
of
to
the
her less
day,
than 24
when you have
hours
an
before the
investigation, you
incident.
have to
She
be
was very
guided
excited
by
about
the
turning
evidence,
21,
the
very
actual
excited about
evidence that you
life.
have. They did a tox, and there was nothing in her blood.
An experienced
I really think we need to
pathologist
talk
confirmed
about
she
Dad.
did have
Dwayne
defensive marks.
Adway.
She has
Mom
4
is
scratches
saying,
on the
"Hey,
right side of her
Dad,
neck.
why don't you help with this autopsy?" And Dad is like, nah.
Well, he did say that he consulted.
They're trying to get a private autopsy, and I feel like it's a little fishy.
Do they have to exhume the body, I'm assuming?
The body is not exhumed. They had a memorial service. She wants to cremate her daughter, but her daughter is now just sitting in a fridge somewhere because she wants
Still
the autopsy.
open.
Wait a minute, but have they ruled it a suicide?
Yes, but the body's still there. But here is what I think is interesting, and that is that the father says that he doesn't want a private autopsy because he does not believe that it's going to make any difference in terms of being able to show whether or not there was foul play or murder.
It's the boyfriend, too, who's our real suspect, right?
But here's the one thing we can't escape. When somebody hangs themselves, that evidence is conspicuous. So yes, you could open her up, but it isn't going to change the fact that she died by hanging. Now, if
Yes,
we
actually,
believe
it
that
could,
somehow the
because
boyfriend was
she could
behind the
have fluid in
hanging,
her lungs
there was no
because the bathtub
injuries on
was
her, there
filled
was
with
no
water.
struggle, there was nothing to suggest there was a
was.
struggle. We don't know that. That's just
I have
something the
evidence
mother
and
says,
photos
which
of
is not
defensive
evidence
marks
until we
and
can see
desecration
it.
to my daughter's
At the end of the
body,
day, you can
confirmed
only
by
be
Dr.
guided by
Hunt. He
what
did not
the
do
actual
nothing to her
evidence
back.
is.